So if you've ever wondered how an innovative entrepreneur like Connie Bhebhe became such a self-made success, well, it's partly an African flair for enterprise that she was born with, and partly that she began making her own money at age 14.
Yeah, I could not wait.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
So lovely to have you here again. Let's discuss the kind of girl you were at 14. What did you do to start making money?
So 14 years old, we'd been in Canada for a year. We just moved from here, and I really wanted badly just to have like all the cool things my friends had. So yeah. I wanted to have nice clothes, I wanted to have a cell phone, and I just could not wait to get a job. And at that time, 14, in the province of Quebec, you could get a job working at like McDonald's or something like that. And I managed to get a job at a telemarketing. I've got the gift of the gab. I cannot stop talking. I'm pretty sure I talk in my sleep, actually.
Okay. So, well, you sound fabulous doing it. So.
Yeah, so my first job was a telemarketer. I called people, I annoy them and sell them stuff over the phone.
At 14 years old. And you must have done quite an outstanding job, because I heard that you worked and worked and worked, and then you helped your parents buy a house when you were 18.
Yes, so when I was 18, my parents come to me, they say, okay, we're paying this much rent. If we had an extra 4,000 rent, for example, we could get a mortgage, we can get an actual place and have something to call our own. Yeah. So I made that commitment with them because it made sense at that time. And so it was the first time I actually made a decision that I thought, oh, okay, so if you're responsible with your money, you can actually start creating a success for yourself in some kind of way. If we sell the house, we make some money, then okay.
And did it feel like an accomplishment to you, or did it feel like a pressure that you needed to contribute to something at home?
No, it was an accomplishment. Yeah, I was so proud. Like, I was just so proud to tell my friends, oh, my mom and my dad bought a place together. So no, I was very proud.
So you've been in the loft before. We have interviewed you before about your first book.
Yes.
But I think for all of our viewers, I'd rather go through all of that again, just because it's such an amazing story. So you wrote your first book, A Modern Princess. What was it about?
So I was 23 years old. I woke up one day hungover. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I really was not happy with what I saw. I was just like dating the wrong people. And I think a lot of girls go through that, especially if you didn't go to university right after school. I just wasn't happy with myself. So I made a list of things. I needed to fix my skin. I needed to figure out what was going on with my weight, because I was gaining weight like crazy. I needed to figure out my money, budgeting. I was being a little bit irresponsible with my money. At that age, I had already started doing a little bit of traveling, but I wanted to travel some more and see more of the world. So I made a list. It had travel tips for myself initially. And then I realized, actually, I have friends that want to know some of this stuff. So maybe if I put it into a book, some people might be interested in reading that book.
After that, you then started like online exercise programs, because you got involved in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And I want to know how you got to a point of just deciding, oh, I need to lose some weight, to helping like 20,000 women change their bodies.
It certainly wasn't like the plan. To be honest, I was wearing this fabric that I'd put around my waist to help me sweat when I was working out. It wasn't until one day I was sitting and I was just watching like an infomercial on TV, and I was like, hold on a second. This could be something. And then off of that, I had one prototype, one sample that I had made. I used that sample, I posted it on Instagram. I tagged people, I messaged people, and I literally funded the production of that company off of pre-orders. I didn't even have any money. I had one sample, and once people started saying, I want this, they made deposits towards pre-ordering. And that's how I paid for the production.
Amazing.
So yeah, I guess maybe it's just something that I've always, maybe had.
And then filmed yourself doing all the exercises. I mean, you look fantastic. I could watch you all day.
This is actually a model. So I choreograph the actual workouts, but then we work with models to actually do the workouts.
Amazing.
Yeah. So thousands of women do the program. It's free. It's on the internet. A lot of South African women are sometimes a little intimidated to go to the gym, or they have children, or they don't want to be traveling at night. You know how it is. So to have a program where you can work out at home in only 8 minutes, which is actually based on science, which will, I think, has helped a lot of women, especially women that have just had children that want to get back into shape.
Yeah. All in 8 minutes. You're going to have to teach me some of that. I know you're teaching Pali, but I'm going to be watching like that. Now, you're obviously not one to rest on your laurels, because then it was obviously time to write another book. And you've just written Level Up. What is Level Up about?
So Level Up is really just like a revision of the first book, which was titled Modern Princess, a Young Woman's Guide to Creating a Balanced Life. Level Up is based on today. There's a lot of competition, like every girl, you're online, you're comparing yourself to the next person, not necessarily that it's a good or a bad thing, but there's a lot of competition. In the workplace, there's a lot of competition, and you just want to level up. You want to say, okay, I want to fix my makeup, or okay, I need to make an extra income. So I just wrote this blueprint again, same thing as the first book. Okay, how can I create a secondary income? How can I get into shape? What are some of the tips and tricks I can use to lean out or to feel better about myself, improve my health, travel if I want to. So it's everything that I've learned, and I put it back into that book, and it applies for today, for today's woman.
You said also that the level up was based on the Kaizen philosophy. What is the Kaizen philosophy?
So the Kaizen is a Japanese word which means constant improvement. It's a state of constant improvement. I realized that the second that I stopped working on myself, everything just fell apart. So weight gain is like the biggest sign where your body,
it's your body telling you that you're not taking care of yourself.
Exactly. Hey. And I feel like also other things start to fall apart. Your relationships can start to suffer, especially if you're in a committed relationship with somebody. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're not as excited, at home. So I just feel like it starts to fall apart from there. So constant improvement is something that I like to apply in every level of my life, including my business. Always improving packaging.
Okay, but now what I want to ask you, because you are amazing. I've got such a girl crush on you. It's ridiculous.
Stop it.
But when do you hit a point where you notice if you're not being too hard on yourself, and when you can be content?
Right.
Where do you find that balance?
I think it has to come from a good place. So you can't be criticizing yourself and talking yourself down, because then you're just putting yourself in a bad mood.
Sure.
So it needs to come from a good place. Okay, so what can I do better today? How can I improve today? And then you make those little notes, and I do it every Sunday, to be honest, and then I check with myself every single morning on my list of things that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So it must always come from a good place.
Okay, so we're inspiring all of our viewers today because I find you inspiring. What are the things that you must go through every single morning just to check with yourself so that you know that you can have the best possible day going forward?
Number one, first thing is what you're not going to do. You're not going to get on your phone for at least 15 minutes.
Okay.
I do an hour.
Good advice.
So you will not touch your phone, and what you'll do is center in. So I like to start with a liter of water, or hot water lemon, or hot water apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to have green tea, which actually I have every morning. So that's first what I do. I always, because my whole thing is I'm actually always dehydrated. So that's my first thing in the morning is just to hydrate. Yeah. And then I make a list of things that I feel really good about right now in my life. I say, okay, I'm fit. I always use the I am, because I am is affirmative and it applies to right now in this moment.
Yes.
So I say I am bubbly, I am friendly. Believe it or not, there was a time where my Uber rating was under 4-star, and that's because I wasn't, and that was literally on my list. Okay, listen, I wanted to improve my Uber rating.
We're going to be chatting to you at the end of the show as well, because I want more on this list. But at the moment, I want you to be my best friend, because you are so inspiring. Thank you for being
life goals.